Welcome to the grand reopening of the Harlinsdale main barn. First of all, I just want to recognize my colleagues on the board of Mayor and Alderman. Obviously, Mayor Moore, he'll be here in a moment, up here in a moment. And then also Alderman Baggett is here, Alderman Blanton, Vice Mayor Potts, thanks for being here and thank you for your leadership. I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our friends at Franklin Parks, our outstanding City of Franklin Parks and Recreation team, and everyone on our City of Franklin staff who helped make today possible. Y'all are amazing. Well, in addition to the heat, you can probably feel the excitement in here today, not only because of the remarkable restoration that's right over here to our left, my left, your right, but because this moment has been building for 14 years. Now, there's a number of people in here who are going to walk up here who deserve to tell this story better than me, and so I'm certainly not going to take that away from them. But what I would like to do today is to let you know that you're sitting in the heart of Ward 2, a ward that I'm proud to say has seen some of the most significant parks and recreation progress in the last 4 years. First of all, we recently acquired and preserved open space at Franklin Road and Hatcher that will extend this very park, Harlinsdale Park, and together with Hillhaven Purchase, will finally open up access to Roper's Knot. We just recently completed what I think is the gem of a park, Bicentennial Park, which is Ward 2 adjacent. I see it, Patrick, I see it. We constructed the Harlinsdale Bridge. We restored and opened the Hayes House. By the way, everybody wave to Miss Judy Hayes over there. And now, the piece de la resistance, the main barn. And connecting all of that, we've added more than 5 miles of sidewalks and trails right here in Ward 2. I truly can't imagine a better place to live. And because of the work of so many of you sitting right here, there'll be an opportunity to share shared experiences that draw on our past, but are celebrated well into our future. I thank you for celebrating with us today. Please enjoy this beautiful new chapter at Harlinsdale. And at this time, please help me in joining and welcoming our mayor, Mayor Ken Moore.
Okay, can you hear okay in the back? Great, great. Well, just welcome everybody, and let me just start out with a bit of a personal note, is that my wife Linda is with me today, and Linda grew up across the street from Harlinsdale Farm, and ever since we've been married, I've heard great stories about Harlinsdale and how she grew up with her horse here. She rode all around this property, rode all around Cool Springs, rode out to Arno Road, but she particularly shared the experiences she had with the Hayes and Harlan families, and also particularly Midnight Sun. So Linda's enthusiasm has been contagious to me, and we've shared that contagious spirit by being big supporters of Friends of Franklin Parks, who are doing such great work, and we need to applaud for them right now. Because without that partnership, we would be further behind on getting any of these projects done. You know, I look back at the last several boards that I've been part of, and all of those boards have had a lot of emphasis they've placed on parks. I think that's become quite a tradition among the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for many, many years. And it certainly dates back to Mayor Tom Miller. And Tom Miller's family is here. I've asked them to rise and you know, you never know what actions you take and what the end results are. And I'm sure that Tom agonized a lot over this park because it wasn't exactly an easy thing to accomplish. In fact, it was quite controversial. But I would say, what if this had not happened? What if Tom Miller had not had that vision to bring this into our city and purchase it? You know, what would have happened to the barn? What would happen to this property? Probably something that none of us would be very happy with. So this is a very special day to open the barn, and I want to now ask somebody that used to work here. He still has calluses on his hands. He still has on his boots. If you didn't miss it, I didn't use the word. So Monty McInturf, help me welcome.
Well, I'm super happy to be here today. So very, very happy, and it's an honor to be here to speak to as a citizen of this community. I think we should start off by recognizing the Harlan family. If you're a Harlan, would you please stand up? I see Clay and Faye there. Would you please stand up? I think Bill's there in the back. I think Miss Judy Hayes is there in the car. We love you, Judy. Part of the Hayes house. I mean, these people care about this community, and the joy that you brought us is amazing. So if you see tears come from these eyes, these are tears of joy, guy. People that know me know that I like to cry, so I'm gonna have some tears of joy. But I want you to know that I've been at Harlinsdale a long time. I worked here as a kid. Veterinarian here. I remember the day in 2004 when Rocky Jones, who was the manager of the farm, kind of circled up the guys that worked here. I was a veterinarian, and I would be here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 12, checking the mares and caring for the babies. Every week I was here.
Great.
And he said to me, Rocky said, "Monty, have you heard?" I'm like, "What?"
Timmy.
Harlan's are going to sell the farm. I'm like, they can't sell the farm. Yep. I'm going to sell it. So Mr. Harlan came to work that day, and I went in his office. I said, "Mr. Harlan, what's going on? I hear you're going to sell the farm." He said, "Yes, sir, it's time. Our family's decided it's time to sell the farm." And I said, "What's going to happen? This is such an iconic place in our town, right here in the middle of the town." He said, "Well, the city's going to make it a park. It's going to be a place where horses can be and people can come and enjoy it with their dogs. And we're going to keep it green. And we're going to take these old buildings and we're going to preserve them. And we're going to tell the story of agriculture in our community." And I said, "Mr. Harlan, are you sure? You sure they're not going to build a baseball field or a football field or another soccer field?" Nope, son, they're not going to do that. They promised to keep it open space and passive.
What?
I said, "Mr. Harlan, I sure hope they keep their promise. I sure hope the mayor and the aldermen and the people that make the decisions in this town, I sure hope they keep their promise." I can tell you that for the past 20 years since the city bought this place, they've been working to keep that promise. And they've been kind enough to partner with Friends of Franklin Parks, the group I'm a part of, and allow us to participate in keeping that promise. And today we're here at this iconic barn, and I don't know what you think about this barn. I think you love it because you're here, but there are people that are watching on television right now that don't know this place, but this is the most iconic, landmark in our town. It rivals Chip. It rivals the Carter House. I promise every single day there's somebody out here with a camera taking pictures of this barn. Every single day. And you know what they're doing? They're doing it with a smile on their face. This place brings joy to people. And we saw that last Saturday night when we had a party here for Friends of Franklin Parks and raised some money. And we've given money to participate with this barn, with the Hayes House, with the bridge, all the things you've heard about. We participated, and we've done that with joy. We've happily done it. So I know I'm getting long, and somebody's going to put a hook up here pretty quick. But you need to know it, that the promise has been kept. And if Bill Harlan was here today, I'd pat him on the back. I said, Mr. Harlan, you're right. They kept their promise. So today, we need to remember this is the promise kept. And I know there's a lot of people in this city, Parks Department, that are thinking in this process, hey, I don't know if we should have done that. What's the ROI? What's the return on investment? How many dollars are we going to be able to get back from doing this? But I want you to know the ROI is greater than anything you've ever imagined. The emotional ROI for the people that come here, the people that don't even live in this town and see it from the road, it blows their mind that our town would take the time to preserve this legacy. So today I simply want to say thank you from the state of Tennessee. Thank you from the county, Williamson County, because you're letting the legacy of agriculture live. Thank you from Friends of the Parks. Thank you from the Harlan family. And thank you from Lisa and I when she's here. I'd like to say a quick prayer. If you'd be so kind to bow with me. Dear God, we give you the glory for everything we have. You bless this city so greatly. We ask you continually to be in the hearts of our aldermen and our mayor and the decision makers. Help them to remember that emotional ROI matters. And continue to bless this barn and let us have fun for another 85 years, just like the Harlans had and just like we're having now. In your son's name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Mr. Eric, come up here and finish us off.
Kind of wish I put before money on the speaker, but that's okay. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for the word of prayer, too. That was very nice. You know, you talk about what we do in this work and building a community, and we're in the quality of life business. We're building a place that people call home. And you can't do that without investing in special places like this. Parks play an incredibly important role in building a community. They connect us together, unlike anything else. And Harlinsdale uniquely does that. It connects us to our past, but it creates this great space for generations to come to gather and to build new memories as well. Alderman Brown and Mayor Moore spoke to this, but I want to recognize the great leadership we've had. Since 2004, everyone who sat on that board, Mayor and Alderman, has made a key vote at one time or another to take us to this day. Whether it was to advance a master plan or make investments to preserve that route so that the place didn't fall apart, to where we are today, where it's completely restored and it's made something even more vibrant in the community for generations to come. You know, our board has articulated a vision of being America's favorite hometown, driven by excellence, balancing preservation and progress. So this is a perfect example of that. We've preserved a rich history, but we've also built something that speaks into the future in a very special and unique way. And I want to thank the elected leaders who've done that. Join me in giving them a hand for the hard work and the decisions they have made. This is a team effort. Matt mentioned our many city team members that are here and have contributed, and it is probably every facet of what we have done in the city. Every department has touched it in one way or another. So it's difficult to try to mention somebody specifically, but I want to recognize city team members, every department that's contributed, Friends of Franklin Parks, which provided a great investment for people to step up privately to support it. The state of Tennessee has dollars in this project as well. I want to recognize a few people specifically from our engineering department. Paul Holzen, our director, Shahad Abdurrahman, who you'll hear from shortly, who's the project manager on this. Our parks leadership, our parks director, Lisa Clayton, our assistant parks director, Paige Cruz. I want to also recognize Suzanne Carter, who you'll also hear from, our Parks and Recreation Superintendent, and Trevor French, our Parks and Recreation Maintenance and Facilities Supervisor, and our Assistant City Administrator for Public Works, who oversees this entire group in the Public Works side, Mark Hilty. So join me in recognizing them and all of our city team members. And I'll just add a personal note. Thank you all for being here. The construction and restoration is important, but the people that live here are really what it's all about. The sense of community and how we connect to one another and connect to this special place is really what it's all about. And thank you for being part of it. Let me introduce our project manager and staff engineer, Shahad Abdurrahman, for her work and to say a few more words of thanks. Thank you all.
I'm much shorter than all.
We could put this.
Thank you all for being here today. My name is Shahad Abdurrahman, and I am an engineer with the City of Franklin. I'm also the project manager for this, for the main lawn. It has been my absolute pleasure and honor to work on this project. I started my job with the city in 2019 in August, late August, and I actually attended my first pilgrimage festival after I won tickets on the radio that in September of that year. And the following week, I had a meeting with the Parks Department, and they shared with me that my first project is going to be the design of this main barn right here, which I thought was so cool, honestly. And so it really takes a lot of work to make a project like this happen. And I wanted to come here today and thank the team, my huge team, and I'm going to mention just a few names here that helped make this happen. Our design consultant, Kimberly Horn, Alicia Ely, and Gray Harrison, they're here somewhere at Hope, I think. They've done an amazing job. I've been working with them for almost 6 years on the design and the redesign, so thank you for your patience. Also, our architect, Studio 906, Brandon Pretty, is also here. He's done an amazing job with his team. If you have walked through the barn, you will see every small and large detail. Everything has been thought through. All the samples, all the floorings, we wanted to keep everything historically accurate, and I really think we achieved that, so thank you. Our contractor, MTLC, they're right here, Ken and Mike Stevens and Mark. Mark is not here, but he's done an amazing job as well. We actually worked together on the Hayes House, and that turned out amazing, so it was a pleasure to work with them again. We've created an amazing working partnership, so it made the project go very smoothly, and I'm very thankful for that. I would also like to thank my parks team, Trevor French, Suzanne, who will be speaking after me, and Kevin Lindsay is here also, Lisa Clayton, of course, James Bilbo for, all the landscaping that you see is really them just making sure everything looks amazing, and they were here every day making sure that the project is done, so thank you guys. I would also like to thank the Harlan family. It's been such a pleasure to work with y'all, especially during the design process. You know, Mr. Harlan just answered any questions we have whenever we're asking, hey, does this look accurate? Does this look historically accurate to what you remember? And he always graciously gave us his input, so thank you to you and your family. Thank you to Friends of Franklin Parks for raising money to make this project and a lot of projects like it happen. Last but not least, thank you to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for trusting that vision, this whole vision that started in 2004. And thank you for trusting me to be the project manager for this project. What an honor. So thank you all so much. Next, I would like to introduce Suzanne Carter, who has been instrumental to making this project happen.
Hello, everyone. We are very excited this day is finally here. I'd like to thank a few people as well. Thank you to our Parks and Recreation Director, Lisa Clayton, for her leadership during this entire project from the design to the completion. The Parks and Recreation Department had several team members who helped with this project. Some have been mentioned, including James Bilbo, Kevin Lindsay, Paige Cruz, Janie Mason, Trevor French, and Brian Walker. And I want to do a special thanks for those who put this event on today. It's very beautiful out here and inside, and we'll get to that here shortly. So thank you to Christian Randall, Michelle Moore, Chase Cribbs, and Andrew Woodfin. I'd also like to thank Tori Barhill and Mr. Clay Harlan with Friends of Franklin Parks for their efforts and support with the interpretive signage and the memorabilia that you'll soon see inside. Thank you to all of Friends of Franklin Parks for their help to get us to this great day when we get to open the doors and show you the renovated main barn. Now, before we take you inside, we're going to take you inside for refreshments and tours and entertainment. I'd like to invite you all up out of your seats. We're going to head over to the front of the barn and we're going to cut the ribbon. So if you all just follow some folks that way.
All right, everybody, let's look at the photographers. And we'll cut the ribbon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nothing gonna tear me down until I'm dead.